So for the past couple years, tactical lever action rifles have become quite popular. The downside to this is the majority of lever action rifles are pretty expensive. And then when it comes to the parts to take your rifle and turn it into one of these tactical lever actions, well, the parts aren't cheap either. One of the biggest name companies in this space is Ranger Point Precision. And they make amazing products, but it comes with a price. Now this is my Citadel LevTac 92. This one is chambered in 44 Magnum. Now when I got this 44 Magnum, it did have the M-LOK handguard on it, but it did not have this stock on it. In fact, it was just a black plain plastic stock. So I went ahead and got the Ranger Point Precision stock for this gun, and I've done quite a few other things to this. Well, what if I told you that you could basically have a rifle pretty similar to that one right out of the box, and it's going to be quite a bit cheaper? Well, that is exactly what we have in this box. So let's check it out. This badass rifle right here is made by Daria. And I've reviewed quite a few Darias on this channel, but I did not see this one coming. But this is called the Derya RAN Iron Wolf. Now we're going to go over all the specs, all the features of this gun, and if you stay tuned till the end of the video, I'm going to show you exactly how I'm going to have this set up for the first shots video. So first off, let's talk about the RAN series of lever actions. This is obviously the tactical model, and the tactical models are called the Iron Wolf. Now, if you want a more traditional lever action with the wood furniture, the stainless receiver, they also have those available in this RAN series of rifles. So first off, let's talk about the chamberings. Now, the Citadel I showed you at the beginning of the video, that's my 44 Magnum. Now, I got a really good deal on that rifle, and that's why I bought it. But what I really wanted was a 357 mag, and that's what this is. So what if you do not want a 357? Well, you're in luck, because they do make this in a 44 mag, and they also make it in 45 Long Colt. So you do have three different options. All right, now that we got all the chamberings out of the way, let's get some quick specs out of the way on this. So the 357 version of this has an 18-inch barrel. The overall length on this is 36.6 inches. The overall width on this is 1.4 inches, and the height on this is 5.31 inches. And this definitely has some weight to it. This weighs in at 7.54 pounds. Now, as far as capacity goes on this, if you go with the 357 mag version, you got 9+1. Now, if you go with the 44 Magnum or the 45 Long Colt, you've got an 8+1 capacity. Now, if you decide to go with the Iron Wolf version of this, this has a black melanite finish on it. But like I said earlier, depending on what you decide to go with, if you want to go with the regular RAN series, they have nickel finish, they have walnut stocks, they also have Cerakote options, and I do believe they're even going to have a case hardened version. But the one we have here in front of us has the black melanite finish. Now this does have a monoblock steel receiver, and this also has a rebounding hammer. And one other thing I want to mention, because I think it's kind of cool, they also have what they call a RAN X, which is basically a pistol version of this. But it's only got a 12-inch barrel, and it's pretty badass looking. So I want to just start right out here at the front, and we're going to work our way back. And as you can see, this has a threaded barrel. And there's what it looks like without the thread protector. And what I really like about the threads on this barrel, they are 1/2 by 28, and I've already put a suppressor on here, and it looks pretty good. And when we take this out for the first shots video, we are going to run it suppressed. Now we're going to move back to the sight, and this just has a white dot front sight. And then we move back to the handguard. And this has got M-LOK slots all the way around. So you can pretty much put any accessories you want on this. And here on the bottom, you do have some 1913 rail. And we move to the back of the handguard, and as you can see, we do have some 1913 rail to mount an optic. And right behind the rail, you do have a blacked out rear sight. And this rear sight is adjustable for windage and elevation. And they did put some serrations on here to cut down on the glare. Now, the reason the rail is so far forward is because, well, this ejects out of the top of the receiver. So pretty much your only optic option on this is going to be a red dot or a green dot, which is what I'm going to do with this. If you try to put a prism on here or an LPVO, you're just not going to get the eye relief that you need. So if you do want to put some sort of magnified optic on this, you're going to have to find some sort of scout scope to put on it. So that's just something you want to keep in mind. And then we move right back behind the handguard to the receiver, and you do have a side loading gate. I have not tried to load it yet, so I can't tell you if it's easy or hard to load. You'll find that out in the first shots video. Now the hammer on this is quite nice. You do have some serrations here over the top, so if your thumb's sweaty, you're not going to have any issues pulling that back. It's pretty grippy, actually. Did a really nice job on the hammer. And right below that hammer, you have a cross bolt safety. Right there, it's in the fire position, and now we're in the safe position. But this also has a second safety on it. And if you watched my TM22 lever action video, I didn't much care for this safety, and I still don't care for it much. But you actually have a safety right here. So when the lever goes up, before you can pull the trigger, you have to pull up on the lever. So right now we're in fire mode. I'm going to go ahead and pull the trigger. And as you can see, it will not go off. But if I pull up on the lever, it does. Now, I got used to it when I got about halfway through the range trip with the TM22 lever action, so I'm sure it's not going to be an issue with this one, but that's just something I wanted to point out to you. Now, as far as the lever goes, seems to be nice and smooth. And I have not oiled this or anything. This is just how it is right out of the box. Works really good. And as far as the trigger goes, it's actually really nice. There's no take up. It just breaks. So I've got my Wheeler trigger pull scale. I got it zeroed out. Let's see what kind of trigger pull weight we're getting on this. I'm going to guess it's not going to be much. Yeah, that's pretty much what I was thinking. We're just a touch above 3.5 pounds. So it's actually got a really nice trigger. Now, when it comes to the grip right here, we do have some serrations right here. We've got those on both sides. It's actually really comfortable. Feels good in the hand. But back here is what I really like. And this is your Iron Wolf buttstock. And it definitely has some resemblance to the Ranger Point Precision stock. The adjustability is quite different. And that's what you have here. As you can see, we've got this knob. And if you look right above the knob, it says up, go this way, and down to go this way. Now, I've got it all the way down right now. But basically, all you're going to do is turn this knob, and that's going to adjust it up. And to go down, you're just going to go back the other way. And if you look right here, what this is basically for is to mount an M-LOK quiver, like this one I have on my Citadel LevTac. And this is also made by Ranger Point Precision, and this is a 6-round quiver. I also have one of those on this side. Now, the mount came on the gun right out of the box, so my guess is Daria is probably going to add some quivers to the website eventually. I was just on the website. They don't have anything yet. I'll try to find out more about that when I hit GunCon up here in a few weeks, because Daria is going to be there. But if you don't want to wait around and you want to get a quiver on this right away, you can get them from Ranger Point Precision. They're going to set you back about 60 beans. My guess is the Daria ones are probably going to be cheaper. Now, one other thing that I really like that they did here is they do have an adjustable riser. So not only can you adjust the stock up and down and get it right where you want it, you can also adjust the cheek riser. And I played around with this a little bit last night. It's actually ambi. So you got a couple of thumb screws right here. You're going to loosen those up. You can adjust this up, get it right where you want it, and then tighten down your thumb screw. And it is ambi, like I said, so I can actually flip this around and put my thumb screws over here on this side. And I did forget to mention this adapter for a quiver, it can also be switched to the other side. And if you look right back here, well, you have a QD mount, and it is also reversible. So if you want to put a sling on it, you already have your sling attachment right here, but you can switch it over to this side if you choose to. So a lot of versatility on this stock. And if you're wondering, when I was showing you my Citadel and this stock here, by the time you pay tax and shipping on that, it's well over 300 beans. So it's pretty cool that they include this with this gun. And the last thing we'll talk about on the stock, it does have a very nice thick rubber butt pad, which will probably come in pretty handy with the 357 or the 44 mag. It has been a long time since I've shot 357, so I don't really remember what the recoil was like, but this rubber pad is nice to have when it comes to 44 Magnum. Now, one thing I want to point out, and we were talking about this up at Pursuit Armory, on this stock, you got a flathead screw here, 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 and here, but this stock moves just a little bit. And I get why, because you can adjust it, like I said, up and down. Now, I have not tried it yet. I'll let you know in the first shots video, but I'd kind of like to get that play out of this. So I'm going to see if I can actually tighten these up when I get it dialed in right where I want it. I have not switched the cheek riser over or anything yet because I don't have the optic on here yet. So I want to get the optic on it, and then I'm going to get the stock and everything adjusted right where I want it. And then I'm going to try to tighten those up and get that little bit of wobble out of that. I don't think it's going to be a big deal, but I think it's something that I need to point out in the video. So that's pretty much everything I want to cover in the unboxing video. But I did promise you guys that I would get this all set up exactly how I'm going to take it out to the range for the first shots. So I will go get that done, and I'll bring it back and show you what it looks like. But before I do that, let's talk about price. So back to my Citadel LevTac. This gun in the 44 mag version is going anywhere between 900 and 800 beans. But that's also just for the gun, not this fancy Ranger Point Precision buttstock. I've also got my loop here wrapped in paracord. Got a die-free-co hand stop. I do have 2 quivers on this from Ranger Point Precision. I don't have an optic on it right now, and I also put the Phoenix light and the pressure pad on this. But this gun, like I said, right out of the box, you do get the M-LOK handguard, but you're just going to get that black plastic stock. But with the Daria Iron Wolf, the MSRP on this is $9.99. But this gun is available as of today as you're watching this video, and I've been looking at these online, and I have found these as low as 700 beans, which is awesome because you are getting the full-length M-LOK handguard on this, but you're also getting this awesome adjustable stock. And just going off feel alone, this gun feels so much better built than the Citadel. So is it worth it? I don't know yet. We got to wait till we get the first shots video out of the way. But I will say one thing, it sure looks cool. So let me go get this all set up, and I'll bring it back and show you what it looks like. Alright, I am back from the reloading room, and you guys are going to get a sneak peek of a bunch of new stuff that I haven't even reviewed on the channel yet. So the first thing I did was a paracord wrap on the lever, just like I did on the Citadel. The optic I put on here is the brand new MDS 35 from Veridian. And for the light, now this is not permanently set up yet because I'm actually in the process of filming the video for this right now. But this is the brand new Phoenix GL30R. Now this is not completely done yet. I do want to put the quivers on this like I have on my Citadel, but I haven't ordered them yet, and I don't even know if I'll have them by the time I do the first shots video. But other than that, that's the only thing left I want to do to it, is add the quivers. But I'm super happy with this thing. It turned out great, and I'm looking forward to getting it out to the range. Well, I hope you enjoyed the video. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.